Hello, my name is Brian Cole with DWD Technology Group, and today I'm going to show you how to use the CSV import service. The Sage Intacct CSV import service can be used to import a wide variety of data into your Intacct environment. The CSV import service provides a reliable way to enter a large amount of data in a short period of time. Today we will be using the CSV import service to import journal entries. We'll begin by navigating to the Import Data tab. So we'll start by going to the Applications menu, going to Company, Setup tab, and Import Data. To get to the journal entries, we will scroll down to the Setup General Ledger Transactions tab. And to start off with, we're going to download the import template. To do that, we'll click the green template button over here. And this is what the import template is going to look like. Some things to keep in mind about the import template is when you're done, we need to make sure when you're finished inputting all of your data, we'll need to make sure to save this down as a CSV file. In order to do that, we need to go to File, Save As, and make sure that this file type here is set to CSV. Another thing to keep in mind with the import template is that this contains all of the fields that Intacct can import. However, not all of the fields are required. It is very important to make sure you fill out all fields that have this required yes text here, but it's not necessary to fill out all of the ones that have the no requirement here. For example, if we are going to input a transaction, we'll need to make sure that we put in the journal we want to send this transaction to and the date that the transaction occurs on, but we won't need to put in the reverse date if no reversal happened. Once you have filled out your data into the import template, like so, this is just a few sample journal entries that I've populated here in order to import. The main fields to make sure to always include that are usually required are the journal, date, description, line number, account number, and debit and credit fields here. After we're done filling out our data and saving as a CSV, we're going to go ahead and click the import button here. And from here, this is going to bring up the import window. And there's a couple things here to take note of. The first thing being this process offline checkbox down here. If we click into this and mark this box, that means that this import is going to be ran offline, which means it's a good thing if we are importing a large batch of information. That way the window doesn't time out. Another benefit of this is that if there are any errors in your import file, they will be sent to your email directly. There'll be an Excel spreadsheet sent to your email with the lines that errored on your import file and an error code that goes along with each one of them. And within the email itself, there will be a brief explanation of the error code that you receive. If we do process online here by leaving this checkbox empty, this is really good for smaller batches of data because it does operate quicker than processing it online. And this is the way we are going to do things today since we're only doing 2 transactions, and I'll kind of walk you through this as we go along. So once we're ready to import, we'll click this Choose File here, and we will select our import file. And we're going to let this process online, and we'll click Import. And so after this, we'll see a screen here. We'll see that successfully imported one record, and one record had error. And we're going to be getting an email here shortly with an explanation of the errors. So we're going to want to make sure and download this error file when we're importing online. And we'll go ahead and open this up. And so if we scroll all the way to the right here, we'll see that we have this error code GL1070-1. So we're going to want to take a look at our email that we got from the import service. And so this here is what a sample email is going to look like. We're going to see that we have one entry that was imported successfully, one import that had errors. And we're going to see an explanation of the error messages down here. Here we see that the transaction is out of balance by $100 in debit, and that it could not create the GL batch. This second error down here is always going to populate when there's another error. resolving this top error code is going to resolve the second one as well. So now we're going to go back to our import file here, and we're going to see that we did, in fact, not have a balancing transaction here. We have 125 and 125, which equals 250. So we need this credit to be 250. And then we'll go ahead and save this CSV file here. And now we'll go ahead, since we've resolved the error code, we'll go ahead and scroll back down to the journal entries import section, click import again. I'm going to choose our file. It is very important to remember to download the error file and only upload the transactions that had errors in order to avoid duplicating transactions in your environment. Once we have the correct file selected, we'll click import. And now we'll see a message here that we successfully imported the one journal ledger journal entry. And another thing is we will also get an email from the import service saying that we had a successful import, and that email will look something like this. Thank you for your time today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.